अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। मोक्ष मार्गस्य नेतारम भेतारम कर्म भूभृताम ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये। Tattvat Sutra written by Acharya Uma Swami, and we have completed 7 chapters and we are now moving on to the 8th chapter, which would be our last chapter. But before that, we are going to study the causes, spatial causes of the influx of influx of 8 karmas. All the 8 karmas we will take. Okay. I think come slightly down. You have missed the first 2 lines. No, up, 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 up.
Is it missed?
Okay. Okay. I think a mind mistake. But mine it is showing additional causes of bondage of 8 karmas. Go further up.
Sorry, you know what has happened is when I copy and pasted, it has missed. Sorry, it missed that line.
Okay, no problem, no problem. I was just wondering how.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, fine. So these are the additional causes of the bondage of 8 karmas. So we have already studied this in chapter 6, sutra number 10 to 27. There are total 18 sutras which explains what are the causes of the bondage of each 8 karmas. Okay. So we have already studied that from the main sutras, but now this is some additional causes are being explained here. So we will see 2-3 causes of each karma, and then we will move on to the 8th chapter. Why I am doing this again and why I am sharing this information? Because your CC2, the topic of your CC2 is causes of the bondage of 8 karmas. Okay. What are the dispositions that you manifest that leads bondage to of a particular karma? Okay. So knowledge obscuring karma, we have seen the causes. One more thing, let me check out this. Okay. So, so you have to write notes on that. Okay. That is your CC2. Causes of the bondage of the 8 karmas. So it starts with sutra number 10 and it ends in sutra number 27. Okay. So you can read from there also, that what we have read in the textbook, and from here also, here are some additional causes of bondage of 8 karmas are being mentioned. Okay. So I think 3 we had discussed previously, and this is we are starting from the conduct deluding karma. Okay. I will also share those 3 pages also, so that you can have everything at one place. Okay. So don't take out a printout of this. I will share it tomorrow by clubbing the earlier 3 also. So you will have all the additional 8 causes at the same in the same article. Okay. So just wait for one day. I will be sharing it tomorrow. For now, we will be reading 3 causes of whatever is available from here. So special causes for the influx of conduct deluding karma. Conduct deluding karma is charitra monia karma. So we have discussed some of the causes from the 6th chapter. So now we are doing further the additional. Okay. So first point, criticizing ethical supplementary woes which are a cause of benefit to people of the mundane world. I think spelling of the benefit is wrong, right? It is wrong
It's
or
just the spacing. It's just the spacing was wrong.
Acha,
I've corrected it.
okay. I thought the spelling is wrong or what? Okay. So criticizing the woes, okay, woes of a votary, maybe ethical woes and supplementary woes. So ethical and supplementary are same name. So out of 12 woes of a householder, first 5 are minor woes, and the next 7 are called ethical woes or supplementary woes. Under it, there are 2 categories. One is Gunvrat, where there are 3 woes, and then there is a learning woes, which are of 4 kinds. So altogether, these 7 woes. So criticizing those woes, okay, uh, is a cause for the bondage of conduct deluding firma. Next point, criticizing right believer who practices penance. Okay. So a right believer and then also a person who is practicing penance. Penance is very hard to practice, because you need certain level of purity to practice those. So this right believer has already achieved that and he is doing that, but you are criticizing him for one reason or the other. Then if you do such things, you are binding the causes of the influx of conduct deluding karma. Third is disrespecting religion, creating obstacles in religious practices. So all these leads to the bondage of conduct deluding karma. Okay. Next, we will consider only 3 points. Rest you can read by yourself. It's all very simple. So take it further up. Darshit ji, yeah. Yeah, this one. Special causes of the influx of the 9 quasi-passions, no kashais. So first is laughter, laughing foolishly, mocking the poor, distressed or orphans, laughing with lustful intentions, talking excessively or unnecessarily. So if you indulge in all these activities, you are definitely going to bind 9 quasi-passions karma. Okay. Then the second factor is like willingly and eagerly participating in the strange activities then of other beings, then not stopping proper actions, helping to relieve others' sufferings, and having no interest in observing with enthusiasm activities of other countries. So these are the causes for the bondage of influx of quasi karmas. Then the third one, dislike, generating dislike towards other beings, destroying others' reputations, associating with sinful beings, and encouraging involvement in wrong or immoral activities. So, in a nutshell, if I were to tell you, all these causes, if you understand properly, it will create in yourself an awareness whereby you will be not indulging in this kind of activities. So these are like, elixir. It's just pure nectar, you can say that if you understand these causes, you will automatically not indulge in such causes. And when you don't indulge in such causes, you will not bind such karmas also. So very directly connected principles. Next. Darshit ji, next. Next. Yeah, this one. Again, 3 from here. Special causes of hellish rebirth. So practicing conduct along with false belief. So false belief is the chief cause of any kind of bondage, and here also it plays a role. Then excessive pride, intense anger. Okay. So all these are causes for getting a birth in a hellish state of existence. Now, next. Yes, this one. Special causes of rebirth as an animal or subhuman state. Okay. So spreading false belief. Second, engaging eagerly in deceitful and wicked activities. Engaging eagerly in deceitful and wicked activities. Okay. The third one, becoming intensely angry. So all these are causes of that karma, binding of those karma. Special causes of human birth. Now this is bit stressing. We will be covering all the points here. Being knowledgeable along being knowledgeable. What's happening? Wait. Okay, it's correct. So along with false belief, if you are manifesting some knowledge, then it's a cause of your human getting a birth in human birth. Okay. So earlier the causes that has been explained are these are the main causes. These are additional. Okay. So when you write your CC2, please include those causes which are already mentioned in the 6th chapter, Sutra number 10 to 27. Okay. All the 8 karmas have been defined there. What are the causes of the bondage of 8 karmas? So that point you should prominently include. Along with that, you can have these additional points also. Being humble despite false belief. Okay. Having a simple nature. Finding joy in practicing truth. Openly sharing one's own truth and happiness. Having excessive and momentary anger. Simplicity in behavior. Okay. So number 6, you can do the correction. Again, come back to number 6. So it is not having excessive, having mild and momentary anger. Having mild and momentary anger. Yes, thank you. So that is done. Having mild and momentary anger. Then simplicity in behavior. That is fine. Having affectionate behavior with virtuous individuals. Okay. So virtuous individuals are those which are ahead in the path of liberation than us. So we always look forward to them with an affectional behavior. Then number 9, having a peaceful attitude in behavior and finding joy in it. 10. Refraining from violence, having sweet and gentle peace, to renounce misdeeds, speaking kindly to everyone. So when you behave in such a manner, you automatically enjoy it also, and you are causing a bondage where you are going to get a birth in human life. So it is win-win situation from all sides. So you should follow all these behaviors. Being pleasant natured, not engaging in useless talk, being indifferent to worldly matters, practicing forgiveness. So all these are the causes. Then there are some others also. Having a sense of detachment, keeping personal wealth separate for charity, and religious activities for deities, teachers, and guests. Then experiencing the effects of blue and yellow passions, dying in a state of religious meditation. Then special causes for getting a birth in celestial being, being connected to beneficial friends for one's soul. Then performing rituals and services at religious places, listening to and praising true religion. Then next, Nam karma, holding on to false belief, speaking ill behind someone's back. Third, misguiding someone, asking for the correct path. So all these leads to the bondage of Nam karma. Then we have in the next page, special causes for the influx of birth in lower realms. Total 28 are there. Then our will start. Next point. Yes, this one. To be proud of one's caste, clan, strength, appearance, knowledge, voice, fame, and austerity. There is no point in being proud of all these things, because these are all external things. This does not belong to the soul. And you consider yourself to be that and not to be pure soul. That is the biggest cause. Okay. So along with this, these additional causes are also there. Then to obstruct others, to laugh at others, to have a habit of slandering. Okay. So all these are the causes of the bondage of getting birth in a lower gati or gotra. Okay. So these are some of the causes, additional causes. Now, special causes for the influx of meritorious high karma. Meritorious high karma. Even if one has more special qualities than others in terms of caste, family, appearance, strength, virality, knowledge, pride, or penance, one should not consider oneself superior. Okay. So if you are humble, very modest, then automatically you will bind such meritorious high karma. Then do not see other living beings as inferior. Third, giving up the feeling of superiority over other beings. These are some of the additional causes. Now the next, special causes of the influx of demeritorious karma. Interrupting or obstructing someone engaged in spiritual practice. This is one of the worst bondage that we can do, interrupting or obstructing someone who is engaged in spiritual practice. On the other hand, we should facilitate others. If somebody is wanted to know about this, then we should help them. Second point, harming someone who is rising in status. Then third, misusing or interfering with donations, luxuries, pleasures, virility, bathing, ointments, garlands, perfumes, incense, and flowers. Okay. Either you are misusing or you are interfering. So both these are the causes of the binding of such karmas. Now the next. I think now it's over. Okay. So now we've come back to the 8th chapter of Tattvat Sutra. We need to begin it today, and then we will continue tomorrow also, and then we will see. So now the other thing that I have shared. The other article that I shared just now.
Sorry, is there another article? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll have to check.
8th chapter. It's written page 291. Tattvat Mani Pradeep is the heading over there.
Yeah, so isn't this the right one? Have I not shared it? Sorry, just a second.
So I'm just reading the introduction. Those who have Hindi textbook, they can also refer from there also. So background. What is the background behind writing this 8th chapter? So in the first chapter, after discussing the path of liberation, path to liberation in general, the next 3 chapters deal with the concept of the soul. Okay. Jeev Tattva. Then in the 5th chapter, the subject of inanimate elements was concluded, Ajiv Tattva. After that, the 6th and 7th chapters analyze the concept of influx. So in 6th chapter, there was a general discussion of influx. In the 7th chapter, we discussed about auspicious influx. Okay. And so here again it is written, in the 6th chapter, the influx was discussed generally, and then in the 7th chapter, auspicious influx, that is meritorious influx, was discussed. Yes, this one. Take it further down. The reality of the soul, Jeev Tattva, is our very own self. Therefore, being of utmost significance. The discussion of the soul's nature has been carried out in 3 chapters with the necessary elaboration. However, since the non-soul reality or entity is merely an object of our knowledge, object of knowledge, gne, okay, object of our knowledge, gne, it has been concluded within a single chapter. So that was, I think, 5th chapter. Okay, 5th chapter. Then, thus in this 5th chapter, general aspects of the path to liberation and the soul elements were discussed. After this, among the rest of the fundamental elements, the first topic was the element of influx, which was covered in 2 chapters, that is 6th and 7th. What is the element of influx? Is it to be adopted or discarded? Why were 2 chapters devoted to its analysis? Answer. The element of influx was essentially addressed in the 6th chapter itself. But due to eternal ignorance, the auspicious influx of merit is also considered beneficial. Okay. To eliminate this ignorance, the 7th chapter was specially composed. Okay. So the auspicious influx of merit is never a beneficial because it is binding new karmas. So how it could be beneficial? Okay. So to eliminate that ignorance, The seventh chapter was specifically composed where we discussed in detail the causes of the influx of auspicious influx. Okay. Now, among the elements after influx elements, the element after influx comes the element of bondage. Okay. Thus, the discussion now begins about the element of bondage. So, what are the causes of bondage? The chapter first analyzes the causes of karmic bondage. This chapter first analyzes the causes of karmic bondage. Okay. So, mithya, 1 minute. 8th chapter, first sutra. Yes. Mithya darshan, मिथ्या दर्शना विरति प्रमाद कषाय योगा बंध हेत बंध हेत्व बंध हेतव. Okay, band hetav. So this is the first sutra. What does it mean? It means that false belief, non-restraint, negligence, passions, and activity of mind, speech, and body. These are the causes of karmic bondage. Okay. So we have also discussed this in while discussing influx, and this also comes while we discuss the bondage. Okay. Now, we will discuss all the 5 causes one by one. First one is false belief. Refers to having faith in non-realities, atattva, or lacking faith in true realities, tattvartha. The false belief is of 2 types. One is acquired and the other is inborn. Okay. So inborn has been running since time eternal, and acquired is something that we have newly acquired in this birth. The beginningless false belief. One minute. The beginningless false belief, which arises from the fruition of mithyatva karma and manifest as the perception of oneness with external substance, such as the body and the other non-self entities, is called inherited or is called inborn. Okay. Inborn. Inborn agrahit. A means nahi, grahit means to grasp, to grab, you know. Now, the next. This type of false belief, no, we have to, okay, yeah. So this type of false belief is also found in one sense, being, etc. The false belief that is consciously adapted through intellectual acceptance. Okay. The false belief that is consciously adapted through intellectual acceptance, where instructions by other acts as the instrumental cause, which occurs in 5 sense being with mind, is called acquired false belief. Okay. So acquired false belief is something that we have newly acquired in this birth under the influence of false god, false scriptures, and false monks. Okay. So when you indulge in such things, you automatically get this kind of results. So this is called acquired false belief. Among the causes of bondage, false belief is the most dangerous cause, because along with false belief, the intenseness of passion also goes away. Okay, so most of your karmas have already been neutralized. Now only very few karmas are left. Okay, so the delusion is the chief cause of our bondage. Therefore, its removal is prioritized first, because without the absence of false faith, it is not possible to eliminate the influx of remaining impure disposition. So unless and until you remove the false belief, okay, nothing happens in terms of path of liberation. Okay. So the next, without the absence of this mithyatva, the beginning of true religion does not occur. The soul does not even progress beyond the first stage of spiritual development. For this reason, the soul has been wandering since time immemorial through the four destinies, okay, four state of existence, and the 8.4 million life forms, okay, 84,000 is given in the scriptures. So here it is written 8.4 million life forms enduring endless suffering, okay, enduring endless suffering. However, some people do not accept false belief as the cause of bondage. If it is not considered a cause, then why should one even bother eliminating? Okay. So it's a cause, it's one of the major cause of the bondage. Okay. So that should be best avoided. You manifest right belief and it goes away. Second, avirati, non-restraint. Not observing vows is known as avirati. So in the fourth stage, a householder is not able to accept any of the vows. So no tension. It's okay with that. With that situation, it is okay. Not observing vows is known as avirati. The discussion of vows such as small vows, anuvrat, and great vows, mahavrat, subsidiary vows, gunvrat, and learning vows, sikshavrat, have already been done. Now we move on to the next. Third is negligence or pramad. In the same way, the discussion of pramad has already been covered in sufficient detail in the definition of the 5 sins due to the term pramod yoga. Okay. So in all the 5 sinful activities, one thing is common is this negligence. Okay. So that's why it is considered like that. The next in the line of causes are kashai, passions. So we are discussing the bondage. What are the 5 causes of a bondage? So first we discussed delusion. Second we discussed non-restraint. Third is coming up is, let's first finish this one. So we were considering the 5 causes. So delusion, non-restraint, and the third one is negligence. In the same way, the discussion of pramad has already been covered in sufficient detail in the definition of the 5 sins due to the term pramat yoga, because of negligent activity. Okay. Fourth point, passions. These have always been a widely discussed topic. So author does not describe much here. Then yoga. The discussion on yoga has already appeared in detail in the beginning sections of the 6th chapter. Okay. So Mithya Darshan, false belief as a cause of bondage, is a widely discussed topic in its present time. So now we will see the special characteristics of this. The first stage of spiritual development, Gunasthan, has all the 5 causes of bondage present. Okay. So all the 5 causes of bondage, that is delusion, non-restraint, negligence, passions, and conduct. These are the 5 causes of sins, and if you are eliminating these sins, then you are having a woe. Okay. Second, in the second, third, and fourth stage of spiritual development, except false belief, the remaining 4 causes are present. Third, in the fifth stage, even for those practicing partial self-restraint, due to lack of full restraint, aviriti, pramad, kashay, and yog, these 4 causes of bondage are present. Number 4, in the sixth stage, for those who are fully self-restrained, pramad, kashay, and yoga, these 3 causes of bondage are present. In the 7th to 10th stages, kashay and yoga, these 2 causes are present. In the 11th, 12th, and 13th stages, only yoga remains as a cause of bondage. In the 4th stage, none of the causes of bondage are present. Hence, bondage does not occur there. This is a state beyond bondage, siddhahood. So, in the 4th stage, none of the causes of bondage are present. No, only the first cause, that is delusion, that is not there. All the others are there. Okay. Because, sorry, I'm sorry. In the 14th stage, okay, so 14th stage, so everything has gone. So it is fine, correct. From this analysis, it becomes self-evident that false belief is the primary and most dangerous causes of karmic bondage, because those who possess false belief also possesses all the causes of karmic bondage. Without eliminating false belief, it is not possible to eliminate any cause of bondage. So this already we have discussed. Now we are coming on to the nature of bondage. After explaining the cause of karmic bondage, now the nature of karmic bondage is clarified. This is Sutra number 2. Due to the presence of passions, the soul attracts appropriate karma particles. This is called bondage. Okay. So the instrumental cause is his own sentiments, and the other causes are always present over there. Okay. I will read from the Hindi one. Sutra number 2. Yes. Sakashayatva जीव जीवहा कर्मणो योग्याना पुद्गल लाना दत्ते sabandha. What it says, due to the presence of passions, the soul attracts appropriate karma particles, and this is called bondage. So in all the universe, throughout the universe, these karmic particles are present everywhere. Okay. And once you indulge in that, it causes karmic bondage. Okay. So this should be best avoided. The previous question now. The previous sutra mentioned 5 causes of bondage. That is delusion, non-restraint, negligence. Okay. And then negligence, passions, and activities of body, speech, and mind. Here, the term kashai doesn't mean only passions. Okay. It also includes false belief, non-restraint, and negligences. And passions In addition to these, yoga is also a cause in the bondage of karmic, bondage of nature and spatial practices, Prakrit or Pradesh. Okay. In the commentaries of this sutra, both Rajvartik and Sarvatsiddhi text mention that the essence is that in the soul that is affected by the intense influence of false belief and the like, through the specific yoga, there occurs an indivisible bondage of appropriate karmic particles from all directions. Okay. These karmic particles are subtle, possessing infinite space points, and capable of occupying a single space point with the soul. Okay. So that also we are not going to include here. No, it's in the syllabus, but we need not discuss because it's all very self-explanatory. Just as in a vessel, various seeds, fruits, flowers, just as in a vessel, various seeds, fruits, flowers, and the like transform into an intoxicating drink. Okay. Similarly, karma particles already present on the soul transformation into bondage through yoga and kashai. So initially something will go like this, and then later on we will regularize the translation. Okay. Among false belief and the other such states are causes of bondage. They are in fact results of previously acquired karmas. So what we are experiencing now is the fruition of what we have committed since earlier. Okay. So your present may be good, but past may not be good. So those karmas will come, but they will become very mild and they can stay overnight also. Although false belief and other such states are cause of bondage, they are in fact results of previously acquired karmas. Okay. Being instrumental in making the soul dependent in effect, they are referred to as bondage. Next. Now passions. Passions are being discussed. Okay. First we discussed delusion, then we discussed delusion, and then we discussed what?
Restraint, avirat.
No, not that. 1 minute. Although false belief and other states are cause of bondage, they are result of previously acquired karmas. Okay. So we were discussing the passions, kashai. Kashais are found everywhere from first to the 10th stage of spiritual development. However, false belief ends at the 4th. Okay. So false belief ends at the 4th. Avirati, non-restraint, ends at the 6th. Okay. So in the 5th, there is a partial renunciation of sins. So they have acquired non-restraints in the 5th stage itself. Okay. And pramad ends at the 7th gunasthan. So avirati ends at the 6th and pramad, negligence, ends at the 7th gunasthan. Therefore, the explanation is given with reference to the presence of kashai. If I were explained with reference to mithyatva, then the acceptance of karmic matter by the woe holders would not be possible. Similarly, if it were explained with reference to pramad, then the acceptance of karmic matter could not be possible in the stages beyond apramad gunasthan. So beyond this seventh, it's only pure introspective meditation. There is no activity of mind, speech, or body, only self-realization. Okay. Similarly, if it were explained with reference to pramad, then the acceptance of karmic matter would not be possible in the stages beyond apramad gunasthan, the signs of non-negligence. If it were explained with reference to yoga, mind, speech, and body activity, then since yoga causes only prakriti and pradesh bondage, okay, and anubhags, and sthiti and anubhag bondage, duration and intensity, it would be considered equivalent to no bondage. Okay. Though the usage of the word with passions has been made after much thoughtful consideration. After describing, now we are discussing types of bondage. After discussing the cause and nature of karmic bondage, now the types of bondage are discussed. They are 4 types. Okay. Prakriti, that is nature. Pradesh, that is space. Then Prakriti, Pradesh, Sthiti, Anubhag. Sthiti is duration and Anubhag is intensity. Okay. So the bondage is of 4 types. So you have to understand all these 4 parameters and then you are able to come at a conclusion. Okay. So the third sutra, we have not read it. I will read it once. Prakriti sthityuno bhav gredasasti daye. So there are 4 kinds of bondage. Nature refers to the type of nature of karma. Then just not below. Previous page. Yes, that's all. Duration refers to the time limit or lifespan of the karma. So the time you bound the karma to the time it comes into fruition, all these is a very long period. Okay. So that has been explained here. Next, nature, prakriti, refers to the type of nature of karma. Duration, sthiti, refers to the time limit or lifespan of the karma. Intensity refers to the maturation or fruition strength of the karma. Space refers to the collection or cluster of karmic matter particles. Okay. Space refers to the collection or cluster of karmic matter particles. So these are the 4 kinds of bondage. Okay. We have already earlier studied that Prakriti, that is nature, and Pradesh, that is space point. Okay. These 2 are instrumental in these two are dependent on the activity of mind, speech, and body. Okay. Activity of mind, speech, and body leads to the bondage of the nature and the space point. Okay. And the passions are the causes for the bondage of intensity and duration. Okay. So out of these 4, 2 leads to the activity of mind, speech, and body, and the other two are the fallout of passions. Okay. Now, page 296. Kashai. Kashai passions are found everywhere from the first to the 10th Gunasthan. However, false belief ends at the 4th, Avirati ends at the 6th, Pramad ends at the 7th. So this all we have read already, right? Okay, let's complete this. Therefore, the explanation is given with reference to the presence of Kashai. If it were explained with reference to, okay, this all done. Where you are, page 295, we are on page 295. Where it is mentioned, page 295. This is 96. Yes. Passions are found everywhere from the first to the 10th stage of spiritual development. However, false belief ends at the 4th, non-restraints end at the 6th, completely it ends at 6th, but partially it gets activated in the 5th. Then pramad, negligence ends at the 7th. Okay. So when you reach the 7th stage, there is no negligence. Therefore, the explanation is given with reference to the presence of passions. If it were explained with reference to mithyatva, then the acceptance of karmic matter by the woe holders would not be possible. Similarly, if it were explained with reference to pramad, then the acceptance of karmic matter would not be possible in the stages beyond apramad gunasthan. Apramad gunasthan is the 7th one. Okay. So, okay. Now, if it were explained with reference to yoga, activity of mind, speech, and body, then since yoga causes only prakriti and pradesh bondage, types and quantity of karma, and not sthiti and anubhag, duration and insanity, it would be considered equivalent to no bondage. Okay. So this is very important. Therefore, the usage of the word with passions has been made after much thoughtful consideration. So when they say passions, that means the before four things: delusions, non-restraint, negligence, and the passions. All these are covered under passions. Now, type of bondage. After describing the cause and nature of karmic bondage, now the types of bondage are discussed. They are, okay, this is read, we already read, right?
Actually, we were on 296.
Yes. Okay.
This is where we were.
Yeah. Okay. So in reality, what happens is that through the activity of mind, speech, and body, there is a vibration, okay, within the soul's spatial regions, okay, Atma Pradesh. So there is a vibration, and because of that vibration, the influx of karma happens, okay. The mundane world is filled with dense cluster of karmic particles. Everywhere you see karmic particles, very subtle, not seen by our eyes, okay, but it's nevertheless present. Omniscient has said about that, okay. So the mundane world is filled with dense clusters of karmic particles. The vibration of the poles reach and causes the karmic matter to undergo transformation into karmic forms, okay. These transformed karmic particles bound in a single time frame becomes connected with the soul's region in a unified spatial extension. And they shed almost to the same extent. Okay. So the number of new karmas that you are acquiring, same number of karmas you are shedding. Okay. So there is no profit as such. There is no benefit as such. Okay. Only when you indulge, take shelter in your soul, and when you uh, do the dissociation of bondage, then only it helps. Okay. The merging of these transformed karmic particles with the soul's region is what is referred to as bondage of the spatial region. The divisions of the three karmic atoms, the division of these karmic atoms into different types of knowledge, obscuring, perception obscuring, is called Prakriti Bandh. Okay. So Prakriti Bandh means bondage of nature. Okay. So what are the types of karma that are going to be bound? That is being discussed here. Okay. Through the influence of passions, the limit of time is determined for each karma. Okay. Through the influence of passions, the limit of time is determined for each karma, specifying which karmas will remain bound within the soul's regions. Okay. And for how long. It also determines when and how these karmas will arise. Okay. So it all depends on the influence of passions. Okay. And for how long it also determines when and how these karmas will arise. The time bound limitation is referred to as sthiti bondage of duration of state. So it may happen that you have bound karmas 50,000 years ago and they are still coming into fruition. So when there is a trigger in our life, when there is a ups and downs in our life, then automatically we find it difficult to even attend the class. Okay. But I can assure you, if you attend class regularly, you will be able to have better clarity on the topic. Your confidence will grow and you will increase your internal purity. Okay. So this is all about it. All four types of bondage occur in every single moment to those souls who are passionate and attached to worldly pleasures. Okay. So normal VIP people, for them, this is what being said. In the cycle of transmigration, from the first to the 10th stage of spiritual development, all four types of bondage continue to occur. So Mithyatva is gone, but Avirati, Pramad, Kashai and Yog, okay, all these four types of bondage are continuing to occur. In the 11th to 13th Gunasthan, only Prakriti and Pradesh bondage occurs. No intensity and no duration. Okay. Then in the 14th Gunasthan and in the state of liberation, there is no bondage at all. Okay, so this is the end of third stanza. Now the fourth one. Types and subtypes of Prakriti Bandh, nature bondage. Okay. Types and subtypes of Prakriti Bandh, nature bondage. Now, among all types of bondage, we discuss the types and subtypes of Prakriti Bandh. This is Sutra number 4. Let me read from here. Yes. Adyo Gyan Darshana Varan Vediniya Moniya Yayunu Nimargo Trantraya. This is the fourth, and fifth is also covered. Yeah, fifth is also covered. So that will also read. Panchan Vriddhi Yasta Vishanti चतु, दीर्घ, चत्वा, ऋषद, द्वीप, च भेदा, यथाक्रमम. So what it says, among Prakriti Bang there are 8 types: Jnanavaran, Darshanavaran, Vedniya, Mohniya, Ayu, Nam, Gotra, and Vedniya. Vedniya is not written here. Acha, Vedniya is written. Then Antara is not there. Okay. Antara is number 8. I think it will be in the next page. You just check it out. Yes. Antara. Okay. The number of subtypes of these 8 karmas respectively are, so Jnanavaran is of 5 types, Mati Jnanavaran, Shuddh Jnanavaran, like that. Then perception is of 9 types. Okay, Chakshu Darshan, Achakshu Darshan. Then we have Audhi Darshan, and then something else. Okay, 9 types are there of Darshan Upyog. Then next in the category is what? Uh, One minute. So Jnanavaran is 5, Darshanavaran is 9. Then we have 28 for Mohniya. Okay. Then Vedniya we have 2. Then lifespan have 4. Then physic determining karma has 93, one of the largest. Then status determining has 2 divisions, and Antarai obstructing karma has 5 divisions. Okay. Now this each will be explained. The karma obstructs or covers the soul's attribute of knowledge is called Jnanavaran karma. Similarly, Dashnavaran karma, the karma obstructs or covers the soul's attribute of perception is called Dashnavaran karma. Then third one, Vedniya karma, feeling producing karma. Okay. The karma which results in experiencing pleasures or pain due to favorable or unfavorable association is called Vedniya karma. Okay. So this results in experiencing pleasures or pain. Okay. So if it is a Sata Vedniya, you will experience pleasure. If it is a Asata Vedniya, you will experience pain. Okay. Due to favorable and unfavorable associations. So all associations are associations. Nothing is favorable, nothing is unfavorable. Okay. From favorable association arises pleasurable Sata Vedniya, and from unfavorable association arises painful Vedniya karma. Okay. Then we have Mohniya karma, which has got further 3 divisions that we'll see later on. So these are of 2 types. Okay. Darshan Mohniya and Charitra Mohniya. Darshan Mohniya and Charitra Mohniya. 1 minute. Okay. The rise of Darshan Mohniya karma is instrumental cause due to which the soul forgets its true nature. It develops oneness and mindness. Oneness is ekatva, mindness is mamatva with other external objects. Okay. And consider himself the doer and enjoyer. Kartutva and bhoktutva. Okay. Of what bondage to others? Okay. Then due to so ekatva mamatva, okay. So because of this, the rise of darshan monia, you know, it acts as an instrumental cause. The soul forgets its true nature, okay. Its true nature, it develops oneness, ekatva, and mindness with other external objects, and consider himself the doer and enjoyer of what belongs to others, okay. Due to the rise of charitra monia karma, the deluding karma affecting conduct, he manifests emotions like anger and other kinds of passions. So this is the function of charitra monia. That is quite correct. Now the next one, ayu karma, age determining karma. It is also called lifespan determining karma. At some places it is called lifespan determining karma. So that is a better word than age determining karma. The karma whose rise causes a being to take birth in human, celestial, hellish, or animal realms. So cancel animal, you write at subhuman. Okay, subhuman. Because in subhuman, animal and plant kingdom both comes. So it is not always that animals that we consider. Okay. Now nam karma, sixth. Physic determining karma. The karma whose rise results in the formation of the physical body is called nam karma. Now the next one, seventh, gotra karma, status determining karma. So a person status is not determined by in where he is born and how under what circumstances is born. It depends on his deeds. So if you are doing good deeds, then we will say that you are born in a higher category of lifespan determining karma. Okay. And so it all depends on the status determining. We were discussing the status karma. The karma whose rises causes a being to be born into a high or low family. Okay. So getting birth in high and low family does not make you a high status determining karma or a low status. But your deeds determine whether you are in high status determining karma or low status determining karma. When the rise of Nich Gotra karma occurs, the soul is born into a low status. And when the rise of Uch Gotra occurs, the soul is born into a high status family. Now the next is Antarai karma, obstructive karma. The karma whose rise creates obstacles in charity, gain, consumption, repeated consumption, and strength is called Antarai karma. Dan, charity, Labh, gain, Bhog, consumption, which is one-time consumption, and Upbhog, repeated consumption, and strength is Virya, is called Antarai karma. Okay. Among these 8 types, the divisions are as follows. Jnanavarana has 5 types, Darshanavarana has 9 types, Vedniya has 2 types, Monia has 28 types, Ayu has 4 types, right? Nam karma has, in consolidated form, it has 42 types, and Gotra has 2 types, and Antrai karma has 5 types. So these are all the subdivisions. The major divisions are 8 karma, and their subdivisions all put together are 148 karmas, okay, which is the chief cause of the soul wandering in this universe. So now if you want to get liberated, you have to get rid of all these 148 karmas. So that's an enormous task. So how do you get rid of these? It's not an enormous task. Just you have to take shelter in your pure soul. Okay. And once you take shelter in your pure soul, once you realize yourself, automatically the karma starts eliminating. Okay, the karma starts eliminating. So when you acquire the fourth stage, some 26 or 41 karmas are not bound. No new bondage happens. Old one will come and go. Okay. Then in the fifth stage, some other prakritis also, the bondage does not happen. So this way, as you move ahead in the path of spiritual liberation, you experience all these sentiments, and correspondingly, you are able to destroy the 148 karmas. Okay. So up to this we are discussing, then we will discuss further tomorrow. Okay. So what is your homework for CC2? You all know. Darshit ji, you know?
Yeah, I do know it, but when I look at all this that we're doing, then it feels like there's so much that you can write. So how do we summarize it?
So I am asking only you to write the causes of bondage. I'm not asking you to write about the karmas. What are the causes of bondage of eight karmas? That is Sutra number 10 to 27. Not much.
Okay.
Or you can, 8 karmas are there. To simplify, you
So
choose any of the 4.
What you did in the beginning of the class today.
Yeah, that was an additional causes. But the real things we discussed in the chapter number 6. Sutra number 10 to 27. Okay. So, so what you can do is you can choose any of the 4. 8 will be a big syllabus. Then,
It
so you do.
Small space also, Ji.
Pardon?
It will be very big. When you are
Which one?
going 8 karmas.
No, I'm giving you 4 karmas, any 4.
Okay.
Any 4. So it is half of your choice, not my choice, but of your choice. Okay. Any 4 of your choice, you can select any 4 karmas, and you have to write just the cause of bondage. Okay. Nothing else. Summarize the cause of bondage. So the idea is to instill in you the knowledge that what sentiments leads to what kind of bondage. And by knowing that, we can stop those kind of bondage. Okay. At least we will have an awareness that if I am manifesting this sentiment, what kind of bondage I am going to get done. Okay. So for that, any 4. Okay. So Darshitji, you can put up in the group what is the homework for CC2. It will start from today, and we have already discussed in the 6th chapter. So this was just additional causes. So you have to summarize this between, again, 1 page to 8 page. Okay. 1 page to 6 page, not more than 6 page. Okay. But since we are doing only 4 karmas, I think it will take 2-3 pages only. Okay. And then of course you have to write the myth buster, which is very important. Okay. So now you are left with only 2 assignments. One would be LCPA and other would be CC3. Okay. In this semester, only 2 assignments are left. So today is what day? Today is, I think, 29th, right? So 21 days from now on, so 20th May, okay? 20th May would be the last day for the submission of CC2. Okay, Darshitji, you also mentioned the last date. Any 4 karmas, you have to discuss the causes of bondage. Causes of bondage of any 4 karmas, okay? So you can choose any 4. Okay, any other questions?
Sir, one question, sir. So for chapter 5,
okay,
what are the sutras that are there for syllabus? If you can give, that will
yes,
be
yes.
helpful.
The last class we discussed in the beginning only. You didn't see the recordings?
No, I will see, sir. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. I'll just tell you in 1 minute. No problem.
No problem. I joined late for last class.
Not
or last
today.
class I
Not
skipped.
today. Last class. I'm talking about
Last class. Yeah,
yeah.
last class
Because
I joined
Sasikala
late.
ji had put up this question.
Correct.
So Sutra number 21, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Once again, sir, can you please repeat? 20?
Yeah. 21,
Hmm.
29,
Hmm.
30,
Hmm.
31,
Okay.
32,
Hmm.
38,
Okay.
41,
Okay.
42. Only
Okay, sir.
8 sutras. Okay. 8
Okay,
sutras.
sir.
So
Okay.
this
I have
is,
put it in our group itself so that it will be helpful.
yes. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So in this Hundaspini time,
Right.
is it true that the karmas that we build have a faster effect in fruition?
Yeah, that is said from the conventional point of view, and it is being said just to motivate you to put in further efforts.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a conventional statement. All these are conventional statements. So, okay. But Hunda Sprinikal is considered to be one of the worst type of era, you can say. Okay. Uh, it after many Utsarpinis and Ausapinis goes, then one Hunda Aspini comes. And again, it will come after many infinite Utsarpini and Ausarpini. So in that sense, this is one of the worst period that we are here in. And in this worst period, we are getting the best of the spiritual knowledge. Okay. And this spiritual knowledge is sufficient for you to manifest right belief and right knowledge and right conduct. So you are initiated into the path of liberation. And since you have got this at the worst time, so your effort would also be of great level. So definitely you are going to get liberated very soon. Okay. So this
Sir,
is,
one more question.
yes.
Sir, you can go down from the fourth level once
Fourth-
you have done self-realization. Do
Yes.
you fall from that level?
So there are 3 types of self-realization. Okay. Opshamik. Opshamik is subsidential. Okay. So if it is subsidential, you can go back to 1. Then the second one is psyopshamik. Destructional come subsidential. Okay. If that is the case, then also you can go to the fourth, to the first. Again, you can fall back to the first. But if it is a destructional shy, you will never fall. Okay. So it depends which type of self-realization you have attained.
So how do you come to know, sir?
So in the present moment, there is one condition to manifest destructional self-realization. Okay. Destructional right belief. And that condition is that there should be a presence of omniscient being. Okay. So there is no omniscient being right now here. So you cannot have that one. Okay. Now you are left with 2. Now out of these 2, the first time person with delusion manifests right belief, it will be always subsidential, opsamic. And the maximum duration of opsamic is 48 minutes. Okay. So then it will convert into, there could be 4 conditions. After 48 minutes, either you can go back to number 1, or you can go back to number 2, you can go back to number 3, or you can remain in the 4th, but then it will be destructional cum subsidential, shamik. Okay. So these are the few conditions that happens. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we will close for the day. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार